The fastest shifter challenge involves starting in first gear, changing all the way to top gear, applying throttle in between each shift, and the bike that does it the fastest wins. The last challenge was the U-turn challenge, and I'm actually surprised why not many people who review bikes include it, because I believe it's very important, especially for people who ride in the city and filter all the time. Now let's start with the S1000. Now that thing turns like a cruise ship, and it's actually disappointing that BMW did not invest a bit more time and money to give it a different headstock than the RR. Because let's face it, it is a naked street bike, does a lot of filtering, it's meant for the city, so it needs to be a bit more agile. Now you can notice it in some of my vids, I don't do many switchbacks with it because it's actually impossible. Maximum I do is a 20-30 degree switchback, and I need the space to do that. In any case, you get used to it. The Duke did very, very well. It turned very well, it is balanced, but the only problem with it is at full lock, your throttle hand, especially on the right hand side, just touch the tank, and that is a bit off-putting, but you get used to it. The SMR and the Nuda were so close, I had to do it 2-3 times. I think there was something like an inch in between them, but I gave it to the SMR because I felt it turned tighter. And oh, by the way, you couldn't do it any tighter because all the bikes were to the lock, so even if you walked it, it would end up with the same result. Going back to the Nuda, it's fantastic turning circle for such a bike, and that is why it is so agile and fun to ride. The Grom is such a small bike, and it turns very well, but the only problem with it is at full lock again, your leg actually touches the bars, so you have to move your leg away, and that puts you off, but again you get used to it. But the star of the show was the DT. That thing turns on a dime. It is incredible, so well balanced, and you can just turn it without any hassle or drama, and it's got such a huge turning, not huge, but such a tight turning circle. It's incredible. So a 1974 bike comes to the show and shows all these technically advanced bike what it can do, and it won it easily. So in summary, old is gold.